dude, eat the pizza. It's amazing. And we were just hanging out. So, yeah, you're 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon now.
No.
I'm curious, who has been your favorite celebrity to talk to? Because you've talked to so many people. Who's been like
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Okay.
Oprah. I was so scared.
You talked to Oprah?
Yes. See, now you're 2 degrees of Oprah.
Okay.
But I was so scared to meet Oprah just because I love her. And she got off the elevator, and that broke the ice. I'm like, oh, it's Oprah. I got out of to see her in real life. And she's so nice. So one of her publicists said, Dave, I've never seen you this nervous. I'm like, dude, I'm terrified. And then I walked in. He goes, let's do a trick. He goes, you're going to say your name once and see what happens. And sure enough, I walk in and they say Slate. You know you guys how you Slate. Dave Morales, I'm from Houston, Texas. And so at the end, the news director at the time was like, dude, get a really good Oprah soundbite. And I said, Oprah, do we get a movie? And she goes, Dave, you get a movie. She remembers your name. All right, I know we got to go to Ruben. I got to go do a meeting real quick, but
All right,
yeah.
Dave, Mr. Busybody.
Congrats, Kevin Bacon, 2 degrees.
Thank you.
All right, man.
All right, let's check in with Ruben.
Folks, good morning to you. We are out here at Adrian's in Katy. And we've been talking Copa, we've been talking Mexico, Venezuela all this morning, guys. Big match happened later today on FS1. I've got Alex Parra in here, my friend, former colleague, and the man who has covered just a ton of soccer in his lifetime. I mean, this is a big match for both teams.
Big match, Ruben. By the way, it's always great to be with you.
Yes,
you called me veteran or old, I think, by that.
It was
intro.
old.
It was old, yeah. I accepted, my friend.
Sure.
Huge match because of the support of the communities. It's as we've discussed already, Copa America this year is really a preview of what's coming in 2026 to Houston, to the United States. And anytime you have this rivalry between an up-and-coming team in South America, which is the team from Venezuela, and the so-called powerhouse in CONCACAF, and USA fans will say, you know what, Mexico's now second fiddle.
Right.
And I might agree with that, unfortunately, if you're a Mexico fan.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. But these two teams right now won their first match in Copa America. Unfortunately, Mexico's without their captain. That'll make a difference psychologically, also in the midfield. So what else does Mexico have? And you know what, Ruben, it wasn't impressive against Jamaica. It was just enough.
Just enough.
Another little point of data. Colombia had more fans at NRG than Mexico.
Wow.
That was a shift in attendance, a shift in the support that we see here in the city for teams from outside the states. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and if you had to look into your crystal ball, quarterfinals?
Well, the quarterfinal match that's coming up, I think people are here at NRG, by the way, people are predicting, depending on the group, and our good friends here were helping us out, Argentina and Messi could be here for a quarterfinal match of Copa America. That is huge.
And what is the date on that?
July 4th.
July 4th. So if you don't have a ticket yet, man, that might be a great way to spend the 4th of July. All right. So before I let you go, I want to say thank you to Adrian's for having us out this morning. 5 locations around town. Great family-owned business started right here in Houston. How's the food?
The food is tremendous, tacos al pastor, but anything on the menu is 100%. You've got to have it. They are family owned. I know the family. These people work so hard.
Yeah.
They're part of our community,
yes, sir.
Ruben, and that's huge. So if you want great food, you know where to come. But
There you
also,
go.
they give so much back to the community, which is huge.
And they opened up early to let the TV people in. You know, there you go. We got some of the folks behind the scenes. There they are, Norma's. There they are. What's up? Yeah. So we've had a good time with these folks. All right, guys. If you get a chance, FS1, you're going to see Mexico, Venezuela today. Check it out. Fox Soccer has got Copa covered for you. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right. Looks good.
Thank you, Ruben. All right, well, it is sizzling outside. I was just out there. Only for a few minutes.
Yeah,
hopefully
you have some water with you, a fan, one of those electric fans you can get from Amazon. You're gonna need the big heavy duty water bottle, because
it is hot. Allison, what was the heat index? What is that today?
Could be up to 110.
And yeah, it definitely feels like it. For sure.
Oh, and it's only 10 o'clock.
I know. That's the thing.
Go outside.
We're already seeing feels like temps right now, right around, I'd say 97 to 100. That's kind of the range that we're seeing at this time. And it's, 10:08 in the morning. But we do continue to monitor a heat advisory that continues through this evening. Now, that technically does not include our coastal communities, but that doesn't mean it's still not going to be hot out there. So make sure that you're taking the proper precautions. Like Delon said, water. Hopefully you took the dog out, before the sun was even up. If not, wait until dusk. It's just so hot on their little paws. But we actually want to take you out to this really cool story. We're talking about a GOES satellite launch. Right now they're calling it GOES-U, but once it officially goes into orbit, it is going to be called GOES-19. So really cool there. Oh, just look at that shot. So cool that they can get it up close and personal. And I've seen so many launches along the coast, and it just never gets old. So this is a new weather satellite. Now, we see you guys see us using satellite imagery all the time, and it's just another way that we're going to be able to keep an eye on your skies. So this is actually NASA's fourth and final satellite in a series of some weather satellites that they are taken into orbit. The thing is, it's not just going to be showing all of the weather here on Earth, but this is also going to have some capabilities for some space forecasting, meaning we can actually see if there's anything up in space. We talk about space debris all the time, so it has some of those capabilities as well. It's going to be more than 20,000 miles above Earth, and it's just going to be orbiting, mainly going to be keeping eyes on the skies in North America, Central America, maybe even some portions of South America. But, there's been crazy weather really the last 6 months. Yeah, we're about halfway through the year. So just another way that we are going to be keeping you safe and informed. So very exciting stuff. Love to see the launches. If you haven't seen one, it's really cool, especially if you go see a Falcon Heavy. You can literally feel it in your bones. It's like shaking you. Just such an incredible experience. So something really fun to see. And, with our weather, really not going to be monitoring much in the skies, maybe seeing a line moving through, come later this evening. Actually, some of the models have it kicking into early tomorrow morning, likely going to be fizzling out by the time it makes its way into Houston. But it's just all about the heat for us over the next 7 days. Yeah, 90s. With those feels like temps well into the triple digits. So that's the heat advisory that I had mentioned, that dangerous heat through this evening. A few showers that we're monitoring at this time in Liberty County. It actually looks like our radar loop stopped there, but that was about, I'd say, 45 minutes ago. So it's probably already cleared out of our area. But let's talk about weather headlines. I mentioned maybe some storms to the north, and then all eyes are going to be on the tropics. 2 areas, tropical waves, so meaning disturbances out there with pretty low chance for any formation, but always something we're watching for you closely. As we do plan out your day in Alvin, we will be in the low 90s with maybe a few of those isolated showers rolling on through. Similar story in Rosenberg, 92 degrees. The thing is, not everyone's going to see the storms, so the folks that don't see it are really going to be feeling that heat present. In Atascocita, 90 degrees by 12, 94 by a little bit later today. And I'll quickly leave you on the tropics. I mentioned 2 areas of disturbed weather. One of them is out in the Atlantic. Now, it's what we call tropical waves. We usually see them forming off the west coast of Africa, but conditions there not really favorable for development. It would have to move closer to the Caribbean. But there is also an area of disturbed weather in the Caribbean, south of the island of Hispaniola, which, looking longer term, it actually could be making its way over the Yucatan and then into the southern Gulf of Mexico. And boy, this has just been a hot spot over the last 2 weeks. We had Alberto form there. We had another area that had the potential for development. Didn't see anything come from that, but the waters are downright warm. We're talking mid 80s right now. And the thing is, there's nothing stopping it. So if something does form, that's when we see things kind of rapidly gain some strength. So right now, nothing is here or at least close to Texas, close to Houston, so that's good news. But friendly reminder, it's likely going to be a pretty active season, so remember to stick with us for those latest tropical updates every day.
Busy, busy hurricane season potentially to come. Let's hope it's not too busy.
Right, keeping our fingers crossed, yeah. Allison. Thank you. All right, well, keep it here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Fox 26 is...
Anonymous.
The Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
Hey, shout out to everyone joining us online. We see you, Shadon and George and Mike. And George, we are going to miss you tomorrow. Hope everything goes well with your mom's appointment. George was telling us he's going to miss the after show tomorrow.
Well,
so
you can go back and watch it.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
You can go back and watch this. Let's go to Nate Griffin, who is at the GRB this morning, who is
he's in the AC.
He's inside the
okay,
air.
Look at him chilling.
Tell Kim we were still laughing about what she said going into the commercial break earlier, too.
What happened?
Talking about the new coach.
I got Kim right here. She's going to tell you, but when the Rockets trying to put those spotlights on us or something, what's up with that? But yeah, she was talking about Jim Schlossnagle. You know, and dude takes off, and I mean, look, you know, he first of all he blasts the reporter for asking the question, and the reporter is from right there in Bryan.
Yeah.
How do you do that? You just that's not what you do. But anyway, you're a Texas A&M graduate. You went off. I love the way you went off. Okay, there you go. You got a whole however many minutes to do your thing.
I mean, listen, coaches move around. It happens all the time.
Yep.
It's really about how he handled it. So let's be clear. The decision didn't come yesterday. He didn't wake up yesterday morning and decide, I'm going to go work for my friend. That decision was already made. You know, it doesn't happen in a vacuum like that.
Yep.
So when the question was asked, he could have said, you know what, we got to the championship game, and let's focus on that and the great work these young men have done, something along those lines. But to get this fake outrage and say, I came here to stay forever and go write that and, you know, I left my family. Okay, do you really want to drag your family into it? I mean, it was just really tasteless, and it was unnecessary. And I said earlier, it's very Bill O'Brien-ish. That's the kind of thing he would have done. I mean, you know, like, I'm going to burn it down, and I'm outraged. And
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor.
I mean, dude, just come on. You're going to work with your friend and maybe get a bigger check. Not that A&M can't pay you whatever it is, you know.
Oh, they can pay now.
They can pay now, let's be clear. But it was unnecessary, and it just showed a lack of character. So now you go to Texas, and when these parents are thinking about sending their kids there, how do they believe anything you say? Because you didn't handle it decent and in order.
Yeah.
So.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So what are the Aggie faithful saying now?
I haven't talked to them. Basically, good riddance is what I've been hearing. Because they just, you know, they got a lot of pride up there in College Station, right? And so to leave like that and to act the way he did, I think is how he handled it. Like, you couldn't even get out the plane good, and then we get this text. Yeah.
It is College Station. You got to remember that. It's College Station now. We don't play that. They got tea sippers up there in Austin. We like our beer. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. I've covered a mini game at College Station. I'm telling you right now, the stadium rocks on the other side. You know about that? The engineering at Texas A&M is off the charts. They have one side of the stadium that rocks. Even in the new stadium, it rocks. I thought at first my head was swimming. When I first saw it about 15 years ago, I wanted to say, what is that? Too many licks upside the head for me. No, that's what happens. That's what y'all do. You know, y'all rock the stadium. Huh?
You know, it's a lot of people, it's a lot of excitement, it's a lot of energy.
And a lot of money. So they can afford to do that. Yeah, a whole lot of money. Let's move on real quick to the Astros. We've got to get out of here. Astros looking to sweep today.
They need to sweep, right? The Rockies have the second worst record in the league, and so they can't get complacent because they've been playing well 6 games in a row, 9 of the last 12 wins. And so they need to get today, and it gets them to 500 before they end up going on the road to face the Mets. Today's important.
Got to get it done. And soccer, some of soccer, we're going to get you caught up on that tomorrow. We'll be doing soccer as well as SaberCats tomorrow. They're getting ready to play a championship this weekend. Real quick, though, before we get out of here, the Rockets draft party starts at 5 o'clock right here at the George R. Brown Convention Center. First time they've done it. It's the first time that the NBA has held a 2-night event for the draft. So it starts tonight. It'll end tomorrow night. We'll have NBA coverage as well. But this place, it's going to be beautiful tonight. You can already tell by the 3 big screens. And this is Lululemon gear I'm wearing today, folks. Lululemon. This is a brand.
Excited that you got one for me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Everybody's excited. I get them something. You know, the jacket. You know, the Lululemon gear. Somebody wants something. You know, chasing me out the parking lot. Wait, Nate! 9,000 people coming after me for the jacket. But anyway. We got to go. We'll give it back to you guys. Have fun, and we'll see who the Rockets draft tonight. Going to be interesting. Get back to you.
So we know the draft is tonight. How are we feeling about Jamal Shead, Nate?
Not with that 3rd pick.
Okay.
That's not going to. Yeah, not with the 3rd pick. Not with the Rockets. There's a kid that they're thinking about. Who is it?
Shepard.
That's right.
Out of Kentucky.
The guard.
Shepard.
That dude. Hey man. If you watch him play, and I'm telling you, he can go. He can naturally shoot it. But the question is, where is he going to find minutes on this already loaded Rockets team? So, you know, probably a guard at that 3rd spot. Got to have it.
All right. Appreciate you, Nate. Good to see you, sir.
All right, Nate the Great.
Man. Yes, sir. All right. See you later, Niecy.
All right, so we've been talking to y'all about the heat. Of course, it is dangerously hot out there, and so there's a heat advisory that's been issued for the area until 8 o'clock tonight. The city of Houston has opened up a number of cooling centers, including multi-service centers and public libraries here. So you can take a look here. We have a list on our website. Most of them open at 10 o'clock in the morning or noon. But again, you can check out the full list of the cooling centers on our website at fox26houston.com. And you can also find ways to keep you and your family and your pets safe from the heat. And we've been talking about the West Nile virus. There's now been a human case detected or confirmed in Montgomery County. And then there was West Nile detected in a mosquito in Bel Air and Fort Bend earlier this month. So just really got to be careful. Get the insect repellent. And where, you know, we've seen Nate in his Under Armour in the summer with the long sleeves. Definitely want to be prepared, have that protective gear when you're outside, of course. So
Yeah,
just
the
keep
mosquitoes down here are different.
Ridiculous.
It's like mosquito repellent doesn't even work on them sometimes. They just sniff that and keep going. Yeah.
I know. I just spray like every 5 minutes when I'm out doing my live shots.
Cover yourself in the blood, because that's the only thing that's gonna work.
Say a prayer.
For real.
All right, and now you have some stuff coming up with How I See It. What can we expect?
Yeah, I interviewed two people in the entertainment space, Donnie Houston and Ashley Young. Ashley is a radio host on iHeartMedia. She has a nationally syndicated show there. And then Donnie Houston, he does a lot in the entertainment space, music, podcasts, all of that. We talked about the Diddy drama. As many of you all know, he's facing a number of lawsuits right now for sexual assault and workplace discrimination, a multitude of things. So we talked about that, talked about his legacy, because y'all know, obviously, he's produced so many people's music.
Right.
So if his name is on the music, are we playing the music? Are we not playing the music? Because technically he produced it. How, people canceled R. Kelly, for example.
I was just about to say, it was the same thing with him.
So it's like, are we allowed to play the music? How does his legacy go? He has not been officially convicted yet, but obviously we've seen videos. Even the one of him and Cassie in the hotel, which was kind of like the smoking gun for some people. So we talk about all of that, why people didn't say this beforehand, because people knew about this. This is not just under the radar.
This has been going on for years, allegedly.
So, people who are around Diddy and close to Diddy, I'm sure had to have known, because it's been such a widely discussed thing and no one has said anything. And then it's now, when the video comes out, now everybody is like, but what if the video never came out? Because he allegedly he paid to have the video not shared. That's what it's been said, and then finally CNN got it. So
which is why Cassie, came out and said, while she appreciated the support, she wished that people would just believe the victims the first time they speak out. So.
Yes, we talked about that. I interviewed, that just aired this past Monday, I interviewed Pastor Keon Henderson and Shawnee Henderson. She has a new book out where she talks about her former marriage with Shaq. Her walking away from the marriage and not wanting any money from him.
Oh, wow.
We talked about that, talking about her going from basketball wife to executive producer, all of the other basketball wives, to now first lady.
Right. I mean, I'm curious to know, how does she like that now that
she grew up in a Christian home where her dad was Muslim, her mom was Baptist Christian.
Oh,
so she grew up in polar opposites.
I wonder how they made that work, because I mean, goodness.
Yeah, she said she always believed, like she was always more leaned toward her Christianity side, but her dad obviously, led her in on his side more so. So it was something that was kind of natural for her when she became an adult, and to, find her own faith and stuff.
I really am curious as to how they were able to.
It was different from what she said in the book, because she talks about it in the book, and I read the book, and she was just saying it was very different going to school, and then her mom believed one thing and her dad.
Right. How are her parents still together? Were they still together?
They were still together until, I believe she said, her dad passed. So they were together throughout his passing.
Wow, you don't hear that often with people who have really completely different religious views married like that.
And then now she's a first lady, so you would never expect it. Yeah. So it was a good interview. That's on Fox Local right now, or on YouTube if you want. I guess I shouldn't say YouTube, because we want you to download the Fox Local app and watch it there.
Download the app.
So that's where you can watch it. So.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good day. Anonymous.
The Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
Allow me to speak to the customer.
No, you're not going to speak with the customer anymore. You have already spoken to the customer enough.
She never hit the submit button, or he kept saying hit the I'm done button, because if she'd done that, that money would have been gone.
That's body cam video of an officer confronting scammers to save an elderly woman who was giving away nearly $30,000. And wait till you see what happened next. Some pet owners say Nationwide is not on their side after canceling their insurance just when their pets needed life-saving care. What you can do if it happens to you. The summer travel deals that you're not taking advantage of. The hacks that will pack big savings into your next trip. And is being a wedding guest tying your budget into knots? We're going to talk with an expert on how to be a bridesmaid, a groomsman, or attend a wedding without having to divorce.